How's it going, everybody? Random Text and Stories here. Welcome to today's video, where today we are going to be reacting to another death battle, that being the recent one that just came out today, or depending on when you watch this, Bowser versus Eggman, Mario versus Sonic. Now, I don't really have much to talk about this, because while I have played Mario games and I have played Sonic games, Bowser and Eggman haven't been, like, my most favorite villains. I mean, like, obviously they're both iconic in their own ways. Bowser is really iconic for many reasons, same with Eggman. But today, that doesn't mean nothing when they're going to be going up against each other. Now, both of them have clear, distinct advantages. And both of them have armies, okay? What advantages do Bowser has? I will say he has a durability advantage, because when it comes to Eggman, he's usually in a robot, and when he's fighting things, like, in his, like, normal, like, state, he just outright loses. On the other hand, Bowser's able to tank a supernova and hits from Superstar Mario, so that's definitely something that could definitely, you know, and has survived literally being dipped in lava being dry Bowser, so even if somehow a beam could somehow disintegrate his skin, he would still have his dry bones. And Bowser does have the magic koopas, along with a lot of other stuff that I'm not entirely sure of, because I haven't played all the Paper Mario games, along with all the other Mario games, so I just don't know what else he has in his inventory, but I do know that as far as his army goes, he has the Goombas, the Mega Goombas, the Bomb-Omb, the big Bomb-Omb guy with the mustache, the Koopas, the Magic Koopas, the ones with the dry bones, the boos, basically a lot of stuff. Now, that's for Bowser. I know, as far as Bowser goes also, he's not that smart. He gets defeated every single time with Mario and Luigi, even though he tries different tactics every single time, and different stuff every single time. Now let's go to Eggman. Eggman is a genius who's able to make relatively almost a star-shaped fucking space station, and is able to, and his smarts is honestly something that's going to be very important in this. Why? In Sonic Unleashed, the game where he transforms into a wolf, the beginning cutscene when he's supersonic, Eggman literally runs away from him, only to be able to figure out how to actually get him in place so he could suck out the supersonic energy, which he did. And I don't know if they're going to be including the movie version, and when I mean movie, I mean live action, because in the live action Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie, Dr. Eggman in that movie was able to use the emeralds for his own purpose. So I don't know if they're going to be including that. But, however, though, Eggman does have access to Sage from Sonic Frontiers, which may possibly trip up Bowser only because of the Bomb-Ombs. Bomb-Ombs are said to be mechanical, and Sage can take over anything that's mechanical. But we shall see. They both have distinct advantages, but they both also have, you know, disadvantages. You know, Bowser is obviously super tough, but isn't super smart. Eggman is super smart, but isn't that tough. And I would say that Eggman's arsenal is probably going to be way better than Bowser. So if anything, it's going to be his brute strength and probably his fucking toughness that's probably maybe going to win this, if I think he's going to win. Anyways, we've talked enough about it. Let's go.
Bowser versus Dr. Eggman,
the king of the Koopas and the baddest of badniks. And they're not alone.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Ah, the Mushroom Kingdom. A peaceful land of kindness, adventure. The Mushroom Kingdom, a peaceful land of kindness, adventure, love.
Ah, boring! Move aside, princess! It's time this place got way more awesome! Here comes King Koopa himself, better known as Bowser!
Yep.
The moment this orphan star child was found by Kamek, it was clear Bowser would command the disparate outcasts of the Mushroom world. The Koopa Clan.
Sadly, not everyone's born a toad, and they treat these critters like monsters, fated to a life of infinite jump farming for one-ups.
Bowser wanted a different world, but Princess Peach Toadstool would never allow the evil king's day in the sun. Her light was so bright, Bowser became infatuated with her.
So he turned all the toads into bricks and kidnapped her, putting their princess in another castle, and another, like 40 years of castles, only to be released if she agrees to marry him and his dad bod.
Yet he was foiled time and time again by those pesky Mario brothers. However, Bowser is nothing if not persistent.
Look at him! Dude's built like a brick house strapped to a saw trap. That spiked shell takes a lot of punishment. Not even the weight of a castle can scratch it, especially when he rolls up like a prehistoric Beyblade.
And the Koopa King doesn't just breathe fire and control lava, he commands nature itself.
Spitting meteors from outer space, beckoning the
Okay, I
earth
knew
with
he
a
had
snap,
magic.
inhaling
I didn't know he
torrents
had
of
that kind of
wind,
magic.
straight up
But I knew
calling
he had
down
magic.
lightning. What else has he got?
Oh, just a little dabbling in dark magic.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Wizard Turtle.
The original NES manual even describes him as a sorcerer king. Magic is how he turned the toads into bricks, only countered by the princess's heart magic.
But that's
Okay.
not all the magic he's mastered.
he's got
Telekinesis, creating perfect clones, reanimating his undead skeleton, and worst of all, ruining every game of Mario Party. Hey, no! I stole those coins fair and square!
Bowser spent decades hoarding treasures, coins, magic star rods, warships, clown cars, you name it. This is
Oh,
the
Paper
same
Mario
guy
is
that created
canon.
multiple flying castles fashioned after his
Okay.
own face.
Yeah, he's definitely got an ego on him. He's talked about having a 4-digit IQ, but I've seen this moron put death traps in his own backyard. A man after my own heart.
Despite his clumsiness, Bowser's charisma and leadership brought many to his side. Not enough to defeat Mario, but his army doesn't make it easy on the Red Plumber.
They're the most wicked band of misfits this side of World 8-4. The Koopa Troop.
An army spanning multiple territories across the Mushroom World and beyond.
Goombas, Koopas, the Troopas, and the others make up the infantry. Some with wings, some in shoes, and some even in race cars. They're the red shirts, first in and first out.
Piranha plants, bloopers, and lakitus use their surroundings to get the jump on unsuspecting
Yeah,
prey.
like
by
so
land,
much
sea,
that I
or
didn't even
sky.
fucking
We'd
say.
be here forever jotting
And they're
down the
bringing in
small
Bowser
fries.
Jr.
Booze, Shy Guys, sentient
With the
bombs with
focus
feet,
stuff.
and
That
more.
might actually
It was imperative for Bowser to nurture a unit that covers their own vulnerabilities. For example, Kamek and King Boo both have magic, but Boo has battlefield control with illusions and destabilizing dimensions, while Kamek focuses on buffing allies, canceling enemy powers, summoning anything he desires.
Or swapping my items to screw up my Mario Party lead. Not again.
Speaking of items, most of the minions can use pretty much any power-up Mario can. The Goombas make frequent use of Tanuki tails, and Bowser can really get into the cat roleplay. But as the Koopa Troop grew and grew, it started to feel less like an army and more like a family unit.
Oh, you mean like his kids, the Koopalings?
They're adopted.
What's the difference?
Good point. Bowser took them
What's
in
the
and even
difference?
trained them in
Good point.
dark magic.
Though no one's as spoiled as his natural Nepo baby, Bowser Jr., captain of the Koopa Troop.
Spoiled is an understatement. Remember his escapades as Shadow Mario? He terrorized Delfino Plaza with literal
Oh, yeah.
evil paint. That whole debacle was basically his attempt at elementary school art class.
And I bet Bowser still has some on the fridge. But really, the king is very protective of his kids. If the fam's in trouble, he can will himself to transform into a giant kaiju, all to crush whatever bully's talking smack.
Maybe a little overkill. Just one punch from Giant Bowser launched a castle out of orbit. Taking into account the flight path and the scale of their universe,
What?
Bowser's punch must have hit with a force of over 125 trillion tons of TNT. Considering how Yoshi punted poor Raphael the Raven so hard he exploded into a constellation of stars, this isn't even close to Bowser's full strength.
So don't bully his kid, especially if he falls into some of Bowser Jr.'s set of black paint. That stuff's scary.
Enough to unleash Bowser's dark fury,
Oh,
a form whose
they're even
very
adding
steps
this
cause
in.
widespread
Okay, let's
natural
go.
disasters.
Okay, seriously, how does Mario ever beat this guy? He's like Godzilla, Doctor Strange, and John Cena all in one big turtle.
We're not even to the best part. Bowser's dark magic became so potent he eventually learned how to warp the very fabric of reality.
Anything the king imagines, he makes happen. He turned all of Yoshi's Island into a storybook. And remember those painted worlds in Mario 64?
That was them, yeah.
He made those. And the staircase that goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh God, does anyone know how to BLJ?
He also stole ultra-powerful items like the Wonder Flower, which can mold reality like Play-Doh, and the Dream Stone, which can be used to wish someone out of existence.
But his most iconic thefts are those big shiny power stars.
Don't
Yep.
judge a book by its cover. Infant power stars, aka Lumas, can become whole galaxies. They also ferried Mario across the universe in 3 seconds. That's 489 quadrillion times light speed.
Obviously, the Big Daddy Grand Stars are even crazier. Bowser used one to power his space kingdom, but then guess who showed up to ruin
And
everything?
blew it up.
it's a him.
And when the Grand Star was freed, it caused a chain reaction that destroyed the entire universe via a massive black hole.
Thanks, Space God, that Rosalina showed up to save the day.
Not that Bowser needed saving. He's been swallowed by another black hole and thrown into a star that went supernova.
Imagine if this crazy OP fire turtle had to fight himself. Oh wait, he did, and he beat the hell out of him.
With all this power, it's a wonder he still hasn't conquered the Mushroom Kingdom. Perhaps it's because his visions of grandeur were never really what he sought. Surrounding him is a crew of outcasts and miscreants like him, ride or dies that can't be swayed against him.
And I
Are
don't
you
know.
saying he's secretly
When it comes
happy
down
'cause
to it,
he's got a
Eggman's gonna
big
need to pull
monster
some
family
fucking
now?
shit out.
But also, when they actually work together, they legitimately conquered most of the known universe.
Especially
So,
since you gotta
He's a
get Mario
baddie
with the
through and
cosmic
through,
emeralds.
who will teleport through space and time to show you what's what. Because he's no ordinary Koopa. Make way for the king!
Okay, I was about to say, when it comes down to the power, the Chaos Emeralds, because I'm thinking of that, in the movie itself, Knuckles hit hard enough, which Knuckles is nowhere near the ballpark of Bowser, to get the emerald out. So, I don't think that the emeralds are gonna help him, unfortunately.
this battle is sponsored by Prize Picks. Lineup.
Prize Picks, run your game!
Citizens of Earth, lend me your ears. Imagine a world of endless possibility, where people are free as the wind.
Okay, so they're not including art.
Isn't it
Makes sense.
disgusting? Now imagine a better world, one with proper guidance and the technology to bring about global peace.
But whiz, only a brilliant mind can make that happen!
Not just any brilliant mind, he's a genius at heart who knows the dangers within. He's Ivo Robotnik.
Dr. Eggman!
As a mad scientist myself, his story is my inspiration, just as Eggman's was his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, who sought to create world peace through technology. But then his beloved granddaughter, Maria, was killed by the Guardian Unit of Nations, better known as...
Gun. They're frickin' called G-U-N. Anyway, Lil Eggy grew up a lonely narcissist because all his family talked about was Maria this, Maria that. Boo-hoo!
Neglect and envy tainted Ivo's goals of following Gerald's footsteps. He distanced himself from his grandfather's legacy. Instead of bettering the world, he would conquer it to get the attention he deserved.
No, you mean craved. Desperately craved.
Tomato, tomato.
You just said it the same way twice.
He aimed to establish Eggman Land,
So-
a capital
so-
of science.
They
and
are
this
including that?
paradise would have worked just
So they
fine
are
if not for
including
that
the live
blasted
action?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
For years, Eggman's plans literally blew up in his face. And he's a very sore loser.
But just like any good experiment, the doctor did more testing, seeking better results.
He's created plenty of knickknacks to terrorize the world with. A laser gun, a cloning ray, mind control cannons, a flying armada, typical evil scientist stuff.
Then there's the big ones. He invented a spatial displacement trap, which, while online, scatters a target's atoms across space. Oh, and then there's the metal virus, which transmutes organic tissue into living metal
think that's gonna affect
zombies.
Bowser.
It's so deadly, it created a plague that nearly wiped out all life on Earth.
Shame Eggman never made himself immune to it. That's a whoopsie.
And when he's not duping you with decoys, he's riding in style with the Eggmobile. It's lightweight for maneuverability, but tough enough to withstand moon-sized explosions and even the center of a black hole.
I mean, it's kinda lame looking, but he can plug it into big bad mechs like the Egg Walker or the Death Egg Robot, whose giant laser once obliterated 77,000 cubic meters of rock in an instant. That's like having an atomic bomb in your pocket all the time. Oh, okay, maybe this guy's pretty cool.
Eggman built machines for a long list of combat situations. Some look like knights, others use extraterrestrial sources like the Wisps, and then there's the orbital bases, like the Death Egg.
The reference is obvious, but Darth Vader's version is like a toy compared to the Death Egg, which can annihilate stars. Woof! A whole constellation gone in one shot.
That's not to say Eggman doesn't enjoy scrapping with blue hedgehogs himself. Enter the Egg Dragoon.
Hell yeah! The rawest of the battle mechs. It's got electric drills. It's got ice missiles. It's got a whole lot of bullets. My God, Wiz. I need it.
And don't forget, Eggman built all of these things himself. Maybe world domination
Yeah,
is in his
dude.
grasp yet.
One problem. Eggman's a
Even did say so
turbo
himself,
loner.
but his own
No
smart
hobbies,
son, I
no
mean,
friends,
he's
no
a
wife,
smart
no nothing.
Come on, he has friends. I mean, he's a feminist. Oh, okay, maybe not, but what about Infinite? Sure, they might have joined forces over a mutually sought revenge against
I don't
Shadow,
think
but
that
it counts. Sort of. Who needs friends when you can build friends?
Obviously, Eggman has a tough time collaborating with others, so he just built his own army instead.
The Eggman Empire.
The Badniks are mass-produced foot soldiers, buzz bombers, crab meats, caterkillers, egg robos, and don't forget those cute little moto bugs. The Badniks may seem simple, but they're led by an elite, multi-talented unit, the hard-boiled heavies. Really leaning into the egg thing, huh?
The army has a wide variety of troops, even your classic comedy duo with Orbot and Cubot. They're Eggman's assistants and immense disappointments.
Yeah.
Every genius has their duds.
Hey, at least they're not Scratch and Grounder. But that's why he's made top-notch bots modeled after the Sonic cast, like everyone's favorite
Metal
Robo
Sonic. I was
Faker,
curious if they-
Metal Sonic.
Metal Sonic has the most horsepower in the Eggman Empire. He has the moves and speed of Sonic and then some. He's had his rebellious phases, but Eggman's reprogrammed Metal to better follow his commands. Additionally, when upgraded to his Neo form, Metal Sonic could copy biological data, including unique powers like Shadow's time stop technique, Chaos Control.
He could even copy Silver's psychokinesis, and with enough chaos energy, he powers up into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Though everything would change with the appearance of the Phantom Ruby. One of many trump cards at Eggman's disposal, the Phantom Ruby alters reality by manipulating perception.
Basically super OP illusions, but in Infinite's hands, it's a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know how illusions translate to body replicas, changing gravity, or making a fake sun, but go off, King!
And when used on the planet's consciousness, which is a thing, the Ruby granted Eggman the Lightman form. Yep, apparently Super Eggman is canon.
Really?
So it is pretty complicated to manifest.
But the Phantom Ruby isn't the only souped-up gem Eggman has. He's used the Jeweled Scepter to make the world-shattering Egg Wizard. Then, on more than one occasion, he's effortlessly gathered the super rare, super powerful Chaos Emeralds. You know, the things that power Super Saiyan Hedgehog.
Eggman built and built and built, and eventually he built something that started to build on him. Sage was originally designed as a mere assistant, but through an alien encounter, she was granted actual sentience.
Sage is already super powerful, but now she's also super smart. She thought up millions of battle plans all at once to defeat the massive titans.
And you can barely remember where you put your dune bug.
I know exactly where it is. It's at the police impound. Thank you very much.
Sage was Eggman's saving grace. He had previously found machines with personality lacking, but Sage's great adequacy in serving her function provided Eggman with something that, for the first time, he'd hate to lose. In essence, a sort of daughter.
So, like any good dad, he gave her the keys to his car, his spaceship, and his orbital death ray. Hell, now she controls the entire army.
And this frankly unheard of trust from Eggman became crucial in defeating the End, a primordial entity so mighty even Supersonic struggled against it.
Their battle can only be described as peak fiction, cause charged by 7 Chaos Emeralds, Supersonic's no joke.
The power of one emerald can shift continents. All 7 together can shift the universe.
And kill some pretty terrifying bosses, like Eggman's Time Eater, which ripped apart space-time like tissue paper.
In short, Chaos Emeralds give thoughts power. With them, Eggman's best machines can run indefinitely while matching the greatest powers ever seen. Like when 3 supers battled Solaris, who tried to destroy time itself. Solaris extended its chaos across multiple timelines in about 20 seconds, or 73 quadrillion times light speed.
It's funny though, while Eggman's smarts have sort of defeated Sonic here and there, he's pretty effective when he teams up with the Blue Blur to save the world.
Well, recall how Professor Gerald was a good person before losing the granddaughter he loved. In Eggman's case, now that he has Sage, perhaps a similar story is playing out in reverse.
Nah, Eggy will always have a harebrained scheme behind his cufflinks.
So watch out, critters and plebeians of the world. He is the Eggman, and he's got the master plan.
Whiz, you gotta help me!
I don't know. I really do honestly feel like the toughness of Bowser will be enough, but I don't know. I feel like that last thing with the... I mean, especially since they said indefinitely. The Superstar only lasts for like up to 60 seconds, usually. But, of course, that's gameplay mechanics. Or, I mean, is that gameplay mechanics? I can't remember. I don't know. I really want to say Eggman, but I really do feel like Bowser, with his endurance and toughness, just him by himself can easily take out the entirety of the army. But my question is, can he be able to take out all the rest of everything else? Because my question is he going to be able to have access to everything else, like that time machine that he made with 2 Dr. Eggmans, or all that other stuff? I don't know. But I'm honestly going to go with, Bowser, because I do honestly feel like Bowser, with his toughness and his endurance, would be more than enough to take care, or at least tank anything that Eggman can throw at his way until he's able to get close enough. Because all that Bowser needs to do is just get close enough to just get it land in one good punch. Dr. Eggman's machine may be able to survive hits from Bowser, but probably not many. While Dr. Eggman himself, he's just a flesh bag. Now, I could be wrong, okay, and that's fine, but I'm just gonna bet my money on Bowser. King Koopa. So let's hope that King Koopa can be able to bag this win for us. So, without further ado, let us get started.
Death battle!
Operation Catfish was successful.
I've come to make an announcement. This territory is now the base for my upcoming Eggman Land 2. What a joke! I am Dr. Eggman, your new genius overlord. Get a load of this!
Fight!
Shut up, nerd!
Nerd!
You call these toys an invasion force? I've seen Toads do better. That's a decoy, idiot! Infinite!
This power is without peer. It is the ultimate
Yeah, wait, already infinite?
strength.
That makes no sense! Why bring out infinite now? Oh, King Fu is the way to fucking do this? Oh my god. That's amazing. I love that. The entirety of different forces is just fighting just without one movie. What the fuck? I love this!
Chance time?
What? Okay, what? There's no way! Nah, he'll be okay.
All according to plan.
You've lost the battle before it has begun.
Excellent work as always, Beto. Ready to wrap this up, Sage?
As you command.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. Showtime!
Let's go! Come on, Bowser! You got this! Come on, Bowser!
How dare you keep your hands off my...
Yes! Let's go!
Sage! The Death Egg! Max power!
He's gonna... Come on! Come on!
So long, Doctor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes! That's my king! Let's go!
KO!
This war was not an easy one to win, which might seem surprising given how the Sonic series is not afraid to show how tough its cast is, while Mario's comes across as more cartoony.
But as it turns out, Bowser had everything he needed to take Chrome Dome down. Strap in, this one's a lot, so we'll break it down into 5 categories.
First up is physical
Well, no
stats.
doubt.
Bowser
No.
pretty handedly outmatched any of Eggman's usual mechs, like the Egg Dragoon or the Death Egg Robot.
The Death Egg robot could level cities. Bowser could punch a castle out of orbit.
The Death Egg could destroy stars, but Yoshi could match that level of power, and Bowser's strength is certainly above the green dinosaurs. Plus, while both Bowser and Eggman's tech survived black holes, Bowser's was much larger.
Okay, but
So, he may win stats, but this could change with their powers. With so many items and minions, that could make all that a moot point.
Aside from power-up items, both could manipulate minds, create duplicates, and alter space-time. However, Bowser had a significant edge in having access to the majority of his abilities at all times.
True.
Yeah, Eggman can do some crazy stuff, but only across different mechs, fortresses, or space bases. Bowser's all natural. He's got all his best powers built in, and he ain't even a robot.
Meaning he wins the war of attrition. He even had counters for battle enders like the metal virus
I
and
was
spatial
curious if he was
displacement
gonna
trap.
have something like
Context
that.
matters for those weapons, and both backfired in the past. But more importantly, Bowser could simply reverse the effects with his transmutation magic. Conversely, most of
Oh,
Eggman's
they're showing
robots could
alternate
get turned
scenarios,
into,
too.
say, a frog or a block with no reliable way back. Bowser takes the edge in powers.
Well,
But
intelligence is
definitely
no
not
duh,
for
Dr.
intelligence. Come on, you have a 4-digit IQ, Bowser? Really? That's cute. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bowser's not an idiot, usually. Just really, really clumsy. Poor fella.
Meanwhile, Eggman's an engineering genius who rarely ever gets bested by brains.
Easy dub. Now, let's talk trump cards.
As in, items so powerful they could decide the entire outcome on their own.
The Phantom Ruby was super dangerous, but specifically targets perceptions. Unlike Bowser's Wonder Flower, which mucks up reality for real. The Ruby affected a whole planet, but the Wonder Flower had the power to alter the universe. Also, the Dreamstone's ability to wish anything out of existence would have no problem cleaning up Super Neo Metal Sonic or Time Eater.
Their most
Okay.
prized
Oh,
possessions was
okay.
a tougher call. Together, the Chaos Emeralds can break the universe, but so can the Grand Stars. Arguably not as much given the Emerald scaling to Solaris, though Power Stars and Grand Stars are far more plentiful. Clearly, this is getting fairly abstract, and both had multiple options that could win the day instantly, so the safest bet is to call this category a tie.
Which means it's finally time to compare their armies. Eggman seems deadlier at first glance. I mean, look at all those buzzsaws and rockets. Metal Sonic's speed and power alone could solo most of the Koopa Troop. But the Eggman Empire lacked something Bowser had in spades. Teamwork and loyalty.
Eggman is a
This
notoriously
true. I
terrible
totally
team player.
forgot.
His alliances are practically guaranteed to fall apart.
Hell, in Sonic Generations, he could barely manage working with himself.
Eggman's army is designed to be controlled by just him. To Eggman, it's harder to command those with free will, hence his rivalry with the free-natured Sonic.
Meanwhile, the Koopa Troop follows Bowser because they actually like him. They train really hard to cover each other's weak points.
Giving them plenty of advantages as this war progressed, like battlefield control through King Boo's magic and Bowser Jr.'s paint. And since the Koopa Troop doesn't rely that much on technology, Sage's hacking potential had little use.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it
Also,
comes down
secret
to it, Sage
weapon,
was gonna be
Kamek is
not
kind
that
of busted.
useful because
Canceling
the
Metal
only
Sonic's power
thing
copying,
was
stealing the Phantom Ruby, and potentially swapping the Chaos Emeralds were huge game changers.
Add on that Bowser and his army can use any Mario power-up item, and they had millions, no, billions of combinations that the Eggman Empire just could not actively plan against. Even with Sage's millions of plans to take down the Titans,
Oh, damn, dude. Okay, Bowser. A truly loyal army. More useful, inherent ability, stronger base form. Cosmic and reality warping powers. Equivalent strength via forms. Comics mind control. Magic was ineffective. Okay, Eggman. Far more intelligent, cosmic reality warping weapons. Equivalent strength via mechs. But he is less efficient with leadership, which is very true because he always falls apart in the leadership department. Hell, at the end of every single one of his schemes, he always chases after the little robot, blaming it. Sage's technopathy was ineffective, which is true. And then Army is mostly vulnerable to transmutation magic, which is true because Bowser does have access to stuff that can transmutate, which is absolutely true. So, okay.
she thought them to be unbeatable, which Sonic proved was incorrect.
Just comparing their conquests makes it clear. The Eggman Empire took over the whole planet, but Bowser's troop conquered most of the universe.
Eggman was no pushover. His wit, power output, and ridiculous machines gave Bowser the biggest fight of his life. But the Koopa King's ludicrous strength, abilities, and united forces ultimately prevailed.
Eggman tried to poach the king, and now he's cracked and scrambled.
The winner is Bowser.
Yeah,
Next
that's my
time
king.
on Death Battle.
Subscribe and join as a member.
I'm leaving, and I'm not looking back.